What is going on, guys? Welcome to the podcast Stop Crying Poser, greatest podcast known to man, as voted by Jake Brown, James, and the Giant Peach, and J.K. Rowling, who I believe may be an author of perhaps a cooking manual, something like that. Maybe a good old Louisiana barbecue cookbook. I'm not sure what he wrote. Something important, though. Let's shout out everyone who is in the chat right now, who tuned in live Friday right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. We're running a bit late today because that's just how we fucking roll. We're on Hawaiian time. Is that something that people say? Or punk rock time? Hawaiian time? Late person time? We got OG Mickey, TSA Skater, Gyges, Super Ben 1755, Benny 46 Drift, Ring-a-ting, bing, 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 dumb boy, Hammy of Doom, Watson, Punk, Infamy, Dread the Goose, Chic Ninja, and maybe even a couple more people. As far as topics, I got a tattoo on my leg. I went to a Golden Knights game yesterday. I'm competing in something called Hack Attack, which I will remind you guys what that is later in the podcast. And I have brand new hot sauces to singe the taste buds and make you feel alive. I also have a couple of news articles that we can talk about that might be a good time. If you've been to the podcast before, you already knew all that. You know how we do this thing. I talk about my life. We talk about your life. We talk about the world. We talk about the news. Then we talk about being in the nude. And then we talk about my bare foot being on the stream, really changing up the game for the newbies. First off, speaking of my leg, I went to get a tattoo yesterday. And my plan was, here's the thing. When it comes to like skateboarding and many things in life, I'm awkwardly optimistic about how it's going to go. Like, I went in there truly believing that I was going to be able to get like my entire lower body tattooed and not be in pain. And also, my girlfriend Lily, she got a tattoo down the side of her leg, a bunch of really big stars. So it looks like kind of like a wave of stars going down her leg. And I was going to get like Parappa the Rapper. I have a list here somewhere of things I was going to get. Parappa the Rapper, Brack. I was going to get Gumball, which is stupid because that's a show I don't even watch. So I really quickly changed my mind on that. What else? Brendan Small from the TV show Home Movies, Coach McGurk. But I'll try to lean my chair over for those of you who are choosing to watch this rather than listen to it. I got this video game character, Parappa the Rapper. He, I think, first came out on PlayStation 1. And basically, it was kind of like a Dance Dance Revolution kind of game where you just like press the button when you're supposed to press it, but instead of like dancing or instead of like, you know, things flying at you, you just have to go like okay, like on beat, hit the X button, X, on beat, hit the circle button, circle, and it would make a little rapping song. So it'd be like, kick, punch, it's all in your mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you're fine, sure to beat you, get a lesson from teacher. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it was a cool game, and it's also a cool character, you know what I mean? They made this game. They could have done it off some dumbass bullshit nursery rhymes, like, who jumping over the Humpty Dumpty, blah, 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 press fucking circle, but no. They made it a rapper who can fucking beat up onions, and he learns how to cook. In fact, if you type in Parappa Cooks Crack on YouTube, they changed it up to where he's actually learning how to cook, right? So he cracks an egg, and he cooks, and he mixes things in a bowl, but somebody remixed the song to where it's like, cook, cook, cook the crack, mix the crack into the bowl. It's great, if you guys have never heard of that, but great video game, and I wasn't able to get any more tattoos. I was down to get Brack on my calf, like the side of my calf, like my shin, I suppose, but my tattoo artist, he got too tired, man. That's just a sign of how buff and strong and tough I am. I'm telling you what, man, I don't tap out of the tattoos. You know what? The tattoo artist tapped out before me, goddammit. Shit, motherfucker. He was hurting. His wrist was hurting, not me. I didn't hurt at all. I have this big tattoo on my ribs. It says misled youth across my fucking ribs. And somebody had asked me about it in the tattoo shop a couple days ago, and they're like, yeah, how'd the ribs feel? And I was like, dude, I didn't feel it at all. But in my mind, I didn't mean that I didn't feel it at all. What I meant was it wasn't that bad because it was all shading. It wasn't a lot of line work. But what came out of my mouth was, I didn't feel it at all. And Lily looked at me, and my friend Dave, the tattoo artist, looked at me, and then the guy that asked me looked at me, and they were like, really? You got a humongous tattoo on your ribs, and you, quote, didn't feel it at all? And then I was like, okay, I really should not have fucking phrased it like that. Of course I felt it. Of course it was painful and miserable. But it wasn't as bad as a lot of other spots. I think it has to do with if you're getting lines done, they hurt a lot. If you're getting shading done, it doesn't really hurt that much. Hammy of Doom says, bending up all of his needles on that rock hard bod. he couldn't afford to continue. Yeah, I was just breaking all the machines. But it was a good time. We got at least a cool tattoo done, and I cannot wait to go back. So if you guys have any tattoos, I'd love to hear about it in either the chat room or in a comment below. So yesterday, I went to the Golden Knights, Las Vegas Golden Knights hockey game. Unfortunately, we lost to the San Jose Sharks, which is terrible. They're our big rival. It was a low-scoring game. It was 2-1 after overtime, or after overtime. After an overtime score. The final fucking score was 2-1, and we lost, and it was looking good. I was excited. It was a lot of action, but the score doesn't really show that. But it was a lot of action, great time, and something I thought was funny is I went over there, had to take a pee multiple times. I went over to the toilet to take a piss, and in every single urinal, there's a little gummy shark that you piss on. But it's funny to me because there's plenty of San Jose Sharks fans there. So a lot of fans had to piss on their own team if they wanted to piss at all, which is kind of a lame move on the Vegas fans, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was a funny thing to see that somebody took the time to buy a bunch of little gummy sharks, you know, like a person, just a random person, and put one shark in each urinal and managed to somehow do this without being detected by the feds. I thought it was really funny. On the way out, though, we got some unruly Sharks fans. I don't know why it annoys me. I mean, it probably annoys me because I'm a sore loser. But these guys walking out and they're just like, oh, Sharks fucking won, dude. Knights fucking suck. You guys fucking suck. And I'm just like, okay, like 3 drunk guys. Like, I get it. You guys are happy, but you don't have to come out here and be like, fucking... You fans are the worst. Your fucking team sucks. It's like, dude, you just won a game. Act as if this happens all the time. Like, pretend in your mind. It'd be nice if you pretended in your mind like you've felt this feeling before and you can handle it. Like, it doesn't have to burst out of you. Like, you have it under control. Like, oh, this is what these guys do. They win the game and they go, oh, we fucking won. We fucking won, dude. I don't know. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Fucking, we're the greatest. You guys fucking suck. No, stop. Hold it in. Hold it in. Okay, let's walk down the hallway. You guys suck. Like, they can't fucking hold it in because it's so rare and explosive for them. And that's good. I like people that are passionate. But you don't got to be rude. You really don't have to be rude about it and then say, oh, you guys fans suck, whatever. First off, motherfucker, you can't say that fans of a team suck as you're screaming and boasting and being really obnoxious. That's just... It doesn't make any sense. It's backwards. You just mind-fucked me. I was confused. And it's also, like, it was like cancer night. It was the night that, we all did there was a bunch of, like, cancer charities and shit like that. So it's like, that's cool that you guys took a night that was supposed to be about cancer survivors and made it all about, like, you're really fucking excited about your team, whatever. But, yeah. As Watson Punk says, they didn't win. The team won. But I do that same mentality, though, too. Like, if the Knights win, I say, we won. Yeah, I went there and we won. Because I feel like a winner. I feel like I yelled a little bit. I said, go, Knights, go. I fucking danced a little bit. They play a little song, and I go, la, 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 fucking hanging out. Lily bought a pom-pom. She's fucking doing this, shaking this pom-pom in my face the whole fucking game, jumping around. It was a great time. I will tell you what I did not enjoy. These tickets costed $225 for 2 tickets, and that's a pretty penny. I'm not rich, okay? You guys ain't been donating $200 fucking dollars lately. I remember the good old days. Oh man, a couple years ago, Mario 64. We used to be rich on them donations, but now I'm no longer a top tier player. I'm but a mortal Kaizo Mario World player. But it's a large price to pay, and our seats, as far as like visually, we had good seats. I could see everything. That was great. But mentally, we had bad seats because there was these fucking old ladies behind us that were so fucking annoying. Okay, first off, it works like multiplication, right? Like if you are an annoying person, it's like, okay, like let's say that's at level 3. Like you're 3 out of 3 annoying. Okay, let's say you also, like 3 is the top. 3 is the max annoying you can be. Okay, you are 3 out of 3. You are the most annoying. And then you couple that with annoying voice. Now you become a 9 out of 3. Now you are 3 times the legal limit of even being allowed to live. And it just echoes. All I hear the whole time, get the puck! Get the puck! Oh, go get the puck! Oh, set it up! Set it up! Set it up! Get the puck! Go Knights, go! I know who they go! Get the puck! And Jesus Christ, it's like nails on a chalkboard, but through a megaphone, and also while having your balls clamped in a fucking vice. It's horrible. And it's more annoying that it's it's annoying because they were rooting for the same team as me. So like I feel like if there was like if God was watching, God would think that I'm like them. Like, oh, look at these fucking 4 people sitting next to each other, all yelling, "Get the puck!" They must be similar fucking people that I've created. Good job over there, Jesus. High five. We made 4 fucking complete retards, and I'm just sitting like, no, God, I'm not with them. I'm not one of these guys. I'm not one of these old ladies that are being annoying whole time. Here's what it is. There's a fucking hockey game going on. These guys are like, like these really cool players that we all watch on TV all the fucking time. And these bitches are talking about, I want to go on vacation in Mexico. Do you want to gamble tonight? You want to gamble? I think I want to gamble tonight. I remember, go to get the puck. I remember when I was gambling here last trip, I won $65. 65. Set it up. Set it up. Set it up. I won $65. And then when I went to Mexico, this guy was like, K. And I was like, K. And he was like, no, K. It's like a Mexican word. And I was like, get the puck. Get the puck. It's a Mexican word. And it's like K. And then I was like, Ryan Reeves. He's the tough guy. Ryan Reeves, go give him a fucking knuckle sandwich. Get the puck. It was the worst thing I could imagine happening. And Lily, dude, as much as I hate annoying voices, she hates it double. So now we had 3 times 3, that's 9. 9 times 2, her annoying level was on 18. Mine was still stuck at a 9, which is 3 times the legal limit. Hers on 18, which I believe is 6 times the legal limit of where you should be allowed to be killed on sight. So we were sitting there pretty annoyed, and I'll tell you what though, here's the only good part of it, is that during the entire second period, these bitches fucking wandered away to talk about who God knows what, and they never came back for that whole period. So we had 1 period of peace and quiet. It was great. Oh man, but it's one of those things where just some weird noises behind you can kind of put a damper on the game. And here's the thing. If we would have won the game, I feel like I would have been able to erase the memory of those bitches. I could have just erased it. Like, oh, we won the game. That wasn't so bad. I would have felt like my sacrifice helped us win. Like, I sat there and it was all good. And I feel like the fact that I didn't do anything annoying was helped the Knights to win. But instead, I had to deal with that shit in my ear. And we lost. It was double trouble. Terrible time. Oh, whatever. But the Sharks were in the toilet. That was cool. Unruly Sharks fans, whatever. A lot of money. A lot of money to spend to have people scream in your ear. Also, I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. Dead serious question. Feel free to answer right now. This is not a trivia question. We'll do the trivia question after this. But how many dollars do you think it was for a tall can of Budweiser, so the equivalent of 2 beers. How much money do you think that was? And then let's just say you wanted a Jack and Coke. How much money do you guys think it costed there? Because I'm under the impression that, hey, I've already spent $225 American dollars at this place. How much would it cost? Super Ben says 15 and 11. Super Ben is very close. Kane says 15 for the beer, 30 for the Jack and Coke. You guys are dangerously close. The beer was $16. Jack and Coke is $20. So you guys were pretty close right there. Oh man, it was a great time. After that, we went to a casino, walked through a casino a little bit, and then we went to a bar, and where we gambled more money. And my friend Mevin actually won $700. Here's what, I don't know what part of like human emotion it is that gets mad when other people get successful. Like sometimes your friend wins something, and you're like, yeah, dude, good for you. But then there's other times when it comes to like slot machines, your friend wins and you lose, and you go, oh, that fucking bitch, dude. Fuck him. I don't know why I feel like that. Mevin won $700 yesterday. This motherfucker barely ever gambles. And I mean, with us, he doesn't even drink alcohol. He goes over there, gambles, plays a game over there by himself, looks over it, fucking smirks. He's like, I won $700. She won $700. Catches out at $850. And he's just like feeling himself. He's all happy now. Like, yeah, I'll buy you guys a drink. And, deep down, you're happy for him. But also deeper and deeper down, you're like, this fucking bitch, man. I wish I would have won that money. I don't know why I feel like that. Maybe I have something wrong with my brain. Actually, this week's trivia question is going to be extremely easy because I planned on doing my topics today in a different order than I actually did them. So this is your chance to win a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack shipped directly to you. It will have not only black stickers, but also white stickers, equal opportunity sticker creator right here. And you guys can get a chance to win if you answer one trivia question. Please don't call me stupid. I planned on doing this differently. What cartoon video game did I get tattooed onto my leg? Now, this would have been a better trivia question if you guys had only seen the picture on either yesterday's live streams or seen it on Instagram. But instead, I fucking spilled the beans already. So basically, any of those of you who showed up live today are the winner. Anyways, Dread the Goose says, Parappa, but I won last week, so give it to somebody else. Watson Punk is the winner. Watson Punk, you shifty son of a gun. You are the winner of a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack. Feel free to send me a DM on either Twitch or Instagram or Facebook or whatever with your contact information, and I will ship those promptly, probably on Monday. So that was the trivia question. You guys answer me this. Who else on Twitch, on YouTube, on any of these social media services does a weekly giveaway? I'm not saying these are expensive, but for me to send out a sticker pack, it costs like $1. Who else is giving away fucking dollars every single motherfucking week? Me. Okay? The podcaster, the entertainer, the skateboarder. Who cares? Who cares about you? Cares about your ability to stick logos onto your belongings, or maybe stick them on light poles across your city, or maybe you're at the skate park, put it on the box, or maybe you're at the payphone, which half of you guys may not remember what a payphone is, but we'll talk about that another time. You can put the sticker onto the payphone, and it's just a wonderful life to live, thanks to me, because I'm the one giving this shit away all the fucking time. You're welcome, assholes. You're fucking welcome. Let's go ahead and move on to the news. Alaska man arrested after $400,000 worth of drugs were found in goat intestines. Now, is it a goat intestines or is it found in my intestines because I am the greatest of all time? I don't know. Anchorage, Alaska. An Alaska man was found with $400,000 in illegal drugs. How did they catch him? I don't know. Investigators with the Alaska State Troopers searched a large fish box the 71-year-old man had checked as luggage, according to an affidavit. Fuck, dude, I can't say his name. Oh, the guy's name is Sinan Placencia. That's not that hard. Seenan and Kale gave his consent to search, according to the affidavit. Inside the box was loosely wrapped frozen meat with multiple small pieces of meat frozen together. Placenciense, god damn it, the guy, I'm just gonna say the guy, consented to the meat being thawed for further investigation. Investigators smelled the odor of rotting meat as it thawed, and a police dog detected the presence of drugs. Before the meat finished thawing, the guy withdrew his consent for a search, prompting authorities to obtain a search warrant. Resuming the search, investigators found packages wrapped in plastic that contained about 740 grams of heroin and 389 grams of methamphetamine. Wow. 71 years old, still fucking partying, still in the game. Just like, yeah, I'm 71 years old, I got fucking 389 grams of methamphetamine, I got 740 grams of heroin. Also, why did they say it in grams? Couldn't you divide that by, 28 and make it into ounces? Why did they put it? They're just trying to make it sound way more fucked up than it is. He was heading back to Kodiak when he was arrested, initially booking a morning flight and later rebooking for a late afternoon flight. Before that flight departed, he agreed to be interviewed. He told investigators he packed the bag himself and denied knowing about the drugs. He said he bought the goat intestines for $140 from a California rancher for his own consumption. Love me some goat intestines. He was taken into custody, doesn't have an attorney, blah, blah, blah. Troopers said authorities began investigating him in February. Whoa, in March, they served search warrants to his home and seized 247 grams of heroin and 13 grams of meth. Okay, so so they already fucking caught this guy in March, and they caught this guy again now? See, here's what you gotta do. Two things. First off, this guy had a shitload of drugs and didn't have to go to prison. That's nice. That's good for you. You know, got out really quickly. That's cool, whatever. Maybe when you're spreading death and disease like that, maybe you should have a little bit more time in jail, but I don't know. That's just me. I'm not a big fan of the old heroin and methamphetamine game that we play. But anyways, yeah, the old man didn't spend much time in jail, and then he actually he doubled it up. He was like, oh yeah, dude, you guys thought I was fucking just hanging out with 247 grams? Nah, motherfucker, I'm up to 740 now. That's crazy. I don't know. The affidavit says nearly $2,000 in suspected drug proceeds. Why do they say it like it's a little charity? And proceeds were also seized in the home. Those drugs are not included in the current charges. Well, you fucked up, man. Alaska knows how to party. I've heard that a lot of people, when they get into trouble with the world, you know, they murder somebody and then they're wanted or whatever, they go move to Alaska, and I guess they just are able to live out there without being bothered. I don't know how that happens. But yeah, 71 years old. You're a little bit too old to be partying, and I think you're probably pretty easy guy to rob. So I'm kind of surprised that no one's robbed you by now, being a drug dealer of this stature. Let's move on to the next drug story. Man arrested after his 5-year-old son brings heroin to school and says it makes him feel like Spiderman. What is going on with the world? A Massachusetts man has pleaded not guilty to drug charges after authorities say his 5-year-old son brought heroin to school and told his teacher that when he tastes the powder, he becomes Spider-Man. 5 years old. Hey, teacher, I put this powder I put the powder in my mouth, and then I become Spider. I become Spider. The Daily Hampshire Gazette reports. Was that not the greatest impression ever? Okay. Okay. Benny Garcia was arraigned Friday in court. He faces charges of drug possession and reckless endangerment of a child. Prosecutors say Garcia's son brought a plastic bag decorated with Spiderman to kindergarten Thursday and put it in his mouth, telling a teacher eating the powder turns him into Spider-Man. Authorities say the boy was taken to a hospital but was unharmed. Police searching Garcia's home say they found more than 200 bags of heroin and cocaine. Okay, so I find it hard to believe that this parent doesn't like, if you're eating the bag of heroin and you think that it makes you into Spider-Man, I feel like that's not something that you just do once and you're like, So the kid already knew that he's about to turn into Spider-Man because he's probably turning into Spider-Man every fucking day. So there's no way that this kid is fucking eating these little fucking bags and a parent doesn't know about it. So in that regard, please lock this parent up forever. Kill them. Throw them away from society. I don't know. Fucking 5 years old. Okay, it'd be different if it was a 14-year-old just nodding out in fucking, history class, but 5 fucking years old. It's insane, Outside of the jokes, this is fucking insane. You should feel bad. You should feel bad that... Here's the thing. A lot of my friends, have been in and out of some shifty situations in their life, but most of them, if not all of them, when they have a child, they say, you know what? This heroin that I was selling, I'm gonna fucking kick that. I'm gonna give up on that. You know what? The meth game, now that I have a child, I'm gonna toss that into my past. Just give it up. But a lot of people have kids and they don't fucking stop. And that, it grinds my gears, goddammit. It really does. You have a child on this earth, whether you're a single parent or not. You now are responsible for 2 lives. You know what I mean? Your own life and child's life. And you're not only responsible for just, barely keeping it alive, you're responsible for fucking trying to give this kid a decent life outside of fucking turning into Spider-Man when he's on heroin. So, lock this guy up, get rid of him. Don't want to see him again, ever. And please beat this fucking dude's ass in prison. Next article. Decision on the fate of 1 October weapons pushed back to next year. 1 October, for anyone who doesn't know, was a big shooting that happened here in Las Vegas. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where someone inside the Mandalay Bay looked down at a concert and killed, I think, 54 people. Not a very good guy, but he had a lot of guns, and it looks like this article is going to be about what they want to do with these weapons. So, the MGM Resorts International settled a lawsuit with victims of the Las Vegas shooting, but the fate of the weapons used in the attack is still unclear. Everyone wants them destroyed, but because there are more than 4,500 victims in the client base, they have to be able to opt in or opt out of the settlement, and all of that takes time. 4,500 victims. Pretty big number. As far as everyone wanting these guns to be destroyed, that's got to be like just a symbolic kind of thing, right? Like, oh, these weapons caused mass murder, destroy them. But I'm also thinking that all of these people in the settlement, they're also all looking for money. So why not auction all these guns off to some collector in Alaska where no one will ever see them again, or something like that, just because you'll have a piece of this history. They do that same shit with like serial killers, right? If you want to buy fucking Charles Manson's shoe, you do it. You can probably go out there on some weird fucking website and buy it for $10 million. Now you have Charles Manson's shoe. You can put it on your fucking mantle, or put it in your car, or put it on your foot if you feel inclined. I don't know why they don't do that here. I know it's a really gentle situation, very sensitive to feelings. A lot of people were killed. Family members are involved in this of people that were killed when all they wanted to do was go to a country concert and have a good time. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of these people, they're never going to find closure, so why not give them a little bit bigger of a check? And I think there's like 50 weapons here. There's like 50 rifles that this guy had. So rather than destroy them, I'd say auction them away and then turn them into cash. Is that crazy? Am I insensitive for thinking like that? Can somebody in the chat tell me, am I a crazy person, or is that something that seems logical? I know a sensitive situation, maybe you can't say that outright, but is that something that would ever be on the table, or do you guys think that's too soon or too close to home and shit like that? Let's continue reading. On Thursday, a judge pushed back the status check to summer 2020. This would give the team of lawyers enough time to reach out to each victim and figure out whether they will opt in or opt out of the settlement. We can't have the weapons destroyed because they are potential evidence as long as the cases are pending. I think that's kind of weird because, like, the details are all out, right? What more can they have to investigate? This guy was crazy. The suspect is dead. He killed himself after the mass shooting. And I don't know. There's plenty of speculation as to him being depressed, or he was running out of money. His family's all kind of weird people. And one of the things about this that always has annoyed me is there's still today people who believe that there's some sort of weird, crazy conspiracy. There are people that believe that there was a helicopter flying around shooting people. There are people that believe that there was actually like 5 different shootings taking place inside casinos, which none of that ever had any sort of proof at all. There's one group of people that believes that the SWAT team was going in killing people, which is kind of crazy. And they'll show me videos. One video which has been proven wrong multiple times, yet still I see it all the time. There was a strobe light in one of the downstairs areas of the Mandalay Bay. So since the strobe light was going off, it was going off before the shooting, after the shooting, weeks before the shooting, days after the shooting, years before. It's just a strobe light that fucking exists in the casino. They thought that that was a second shooter, and that theory is still happening, despite, you know, obvious proof that it's just a strobe light going off. Also, people hear multiple echoes, but what they believe is an echo, they believe it's fucking multiple shooters. It's kind of crazy. And here's the thing: you can't have a logical conversation with somebody who already has their mind made up. You know, I tried to tell people, hey, if you're surrounded by mountains and you go in the mountain and you fire, sometimes you'll hear 2 little ricochets because the sound will bounce off of the mountains. Now, instead of it being mountains, imagine if it's tall buildings shaped like mirrors that are perfectly, you know, created to reflect sound. You know what I mean? That if you hear a fucking car crash, it'll go because you're fucking surrounded by buildings that'll bounce sound off. I don't understand. Guys, just what would be the motive of this conspiracy theory? I don't know. The motive of multiple people just deciding they want to kill people? I don't know. Maybe gun control or something like that. I don't know what the motive is. I think it's just people. I think when people come up with a narrative that's different than the official story, they feel like more woke. You know what I mean? Like September 11th, we can all agree there's some really fishy shit going on, right? So those conspiracy guys, a lot of them you can sort of sympathize with and go, okay, this is really fucking fishy. Yeah, a building collapsed that didn't get hit with anything. That's weird. And, you know, a passport fell out of an explosion and was found unharmed. You know, there's a lot of like little things about that seem fishy, but this October 1 story, everything sort of makes sense, right? This guy was scoping out multiple locations. He scoped out a separate Las Vegas, like concert that he was thinking about shooting up. He also scoped out different public beaches in California. This guy had planned on killing a bunch of people for a while, and maybe he was running out of money. Maybe he was an old man who just wanted to do something crazy. Maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? But the guy's dead now. And I think that everyone who was harmed by this situation should be paid. And in this particular situation, the more money, the merrier. You know, the more money you can give them, the better. They'll never have closure for their dead relatives. A lot of them were shot and survived. You know what I mean? They're never going to get the use of their fucking arm back, you know, for a lot of these guys. But also, I think it's in poor taste to just go out and blindly say, oh, yeah, well, obviously, fucking the SWAT team was killing people too, and there was multiple shooters. Someone in the Discord linked me a video which appeared to be a security guard shooting into the crowd, but in reality, there was no gunshot because there was no recoil on the guy's arm at all, and there was just a flash of light happened, and people were running. No one went down, no recoil, no sound, no sound of a gun going off. Yet suddenly, this officer, has a gun in his hand and a flash happens, but you can clearly see the gun doesn't move at all and no one gets shot, and it's a very clear video, super clear to see what's happening. If you've ever seen any movie where a gun was shot, or if you've ever shot a gun, or if you've ever seen a video of a gun being shot, anyone who's ever seen any of those things would look at this supposedly conspiracy video and go, I know what's happening. Yet it's one of the most shared ones. It's called Security Guard Shoots into Las Vegas Crowd, and it's ridiculous. I think it's in poor taste to keep spreading those types of things about a situation that's still very sensitive to a lot of people in Las Vegas. So whatever. Those are my thoughts on that. If you have any thoughts on what do they do with these guns? Do they destroy them because they represent something terrible, or do they auction them off to museums and shit like that, and maybe get an extra couple $1 million for these people? I don't know. MGM previously said it would pay up to $800 million to victims listed. Maybe $800 million is enough for them, and they just want the symbolicness of the weapons being destroyed, whatever. I've also heard that the room that this guy was shooting from, I heard that it was completely blocked off, and now it's just a wall. There's no way to get in the room or see the room at all. There's no door. There's nothing. It's just fucking, the doors go in order, like, door number 1, door number 2, door number 4. Where's door number 3? Just, they blocked it off. So that's cool, symbolically. You don't want people going in there to fucking, go in the room and make a fucking YouTube video, right? Oh, I'm over here, fucking, this is where they shot all those people. Then throw a fish at the wall. I don't know. So I dig it, but whatever. MGM is a huge company worth, billions of dollars. So we'll see how this pans out. I like that it's still in the news, because these people deserve some type of compensation to help them get along, because that's a lot of people that were sort of injured. On that note, 4,500 people is a large number, and it kind of annoys me that anyone within 3 miles of there now pretends they have PTSD. I'm not saying that those are all fake, but I'm saying there's definitely a couple of people in there sort of like hyping up their involvement, right? I have some friends who were working about a mile from that place, saying that they have PTSD from that event, when they didn't even really hear the gunshots. They just saw people running, and then they go, "Oh, I was there." Then they watch the news, and then they get their fucking gears start turning. They're going, "Oh, I could have died." It's like, nah, you couldn't have. You were miles away. Most people that died were all in this one spot where you were nowhere near. I could have died, man. Like, okay, well, I mean, you weren't even going on Las Vegas Boulevard, and you were the complete opposite direction. Probably you and everyone that was within that area, that was all fucking, you were completely safe. I could have fucking died, man. I was there, man. I was there. I saw the lights and sirens. Yeah, but those can't kill you. The bullets were what killed the. I could have died, man. It's everyone. 4,500 people. You know what I mean? There wasn't, mind you, I'm going to remind you guys, there wasn't 4,500 people in the crowd. So it's not all the crowd. It's people who were fucking in the casino, people who were driving by, people who were fucking sleeping when it happened. I just think that this number should be limited to people who were actually really directly affected, and I think this PTSD thing is a blanket statement for a lot of people, and I know that's really insensitive to say, and I hope no one ever calls me out on that, because I'm just going to fucking say the same shit I'm saying now. It's one of those things where you can't call somebody a faker, because then it makes you a dick, but there's also no way to prove that they're not a faker. So it's a weird situation. I just wanted to say that before we finish this, so that if anyone thought I was going to come out of this conversation sounding like a good guy, I'm actually a fucking horrible shitbag of a person who, if 100 people get shot and somehow 4,500 people need money from it, it's weird to me. Despite how fucking, serious the situation is. Anyways, back to what's going on in my life. Let's move on to the next topic. Hack Attack is an event that GlitchCat is putting on. I'm going to continue to talk about this until the event happens. It's happening for me on November 30th, which is 8 days from today. You guys got to come hang out. I'm going to be on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RomHackRaces. I'm going to be racing somebody named Zoe, who I don't actually know much about my opponent, but I'm going to be racing a game called Backwards World. I think my run starts around 11 a.m. Pacific time, so I'm going to wake up early to do this. In fact, after the podcast, we're going to do a little bit of practice, some practice trial runs to make sure that that I'm playing to the best of my ability. And we're going to be racing, and all the donations that we get during that time goes towards Direct Relief, charity that a lot of these gaming speedruns work with. So it's a good time. It'd be a good time. We're going to have some commentators. The chat room's going to be popping. You're going to have a lot of great people running in this race and participating. It's going to be a great time. And you guys can show up before that, show up after that. They're going to be running different games for the entire day. Some of these games are going to be very, very difficult, super impressive. Some of them are going to be very competitive races where people are trying to beat each other on these levels. And some of it's not even Mario related. The most of it will be Mario World, but there's going to be some really interesting stuff. So if you're a gamer, if you're a Twitch user, or even if you're just a fan of me, I'm going to be on there making some jokes, having a good time. Everyone's invited, and if you save up some money between now and then, maybe you can donate it to a good cause, because none of the money goes to me. It all goes towards Direct Relief, and it's going to be a good time. Watson's going to be there hanging out. Guy just might even be there. I might even have Papa Nug on my quote-unquote couch. There might be people commentating me while I commentate me. Everyone's commentating everybody. And again, that link will be twitch.tv/RomHackRaces. I'll go ahead and type it in the chat. RomHackRaces. One word. So go ahead and follow that channel now. And if you ever see them playing some games, just tell them Good Old Ninja Lifestyle sent you. Also on that note, tomorrow I'm going to be on RomHack Races around 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time during the blind Kaizo Mario race, where they give us a level that no one's ever seen, no one's ever played. We all started at the exact same time, and whoever beats the level first is the main Big Dick Master Champion. 2 weeks ago, I was first place winner. 1 week ago, Super Ben 1755 championed the squad. Who's gonna win tomorrow? No one fucking knows, and there's only one way to find out, and that's by tuning in live. So let's hype that shit up. But yeah, I'm excited to participate in something for a good cause, and I want you guys to join me. I will also be reminding everybody probably on Thursday with a YouTube video, so that'll be cool. That's all I have to say about video games. There is no weigh-in. Can you imagine having weight classes for video games? Oh man, fucking all the best video gamers are either super fat or bone fucking skinny. Pissing me off how they do that. There's a couple of regular size ones, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, moving on. I got some new hot sauces. Some that you might be interested in because they're popular off the TV show Hot Ones. Did I say TV show? YouTube show. Internet show. It might as well be a TV show because they get popular fucking celebrities to be on it. Pretty interesting show. We bought one called bitch, I can't read. Adobo Loco. Fire. That's a really spicy hot sauce. I really enjoyed it. We also got one called Hellfire. Fiery Fool. That's Lily's favorite hot sauce. And then we got this trio pack, which has classic hot sauce, which is nothing special. Then there's one that's kind of like tastes like a green, sort of like chili salsa kind of thing. I think it would be great on chicken. It's called Los Calientes. Oh, that is a tasty hot sauce. And then the final hot sauce that we got, the one you guys are all thinking about, I can fucking see it in your eyes twinkling right now, you beady-eyed little bitches, is The Last Dab XXX Super Pepper X Super Hot fucking sauce. And I had it, and I'll tell you what, guys. Of course, obviously, it's very hot. But it's thick. It's thick like fucking... It's thicker than like ketchup. What's thicker than ketchup? Thicker than ranch? Thicker than ketchup? Thicker than a Snicker? It's just a hot, thick mash. It's like a mashed potato. That's what it is. I don't know how you guys mash your potatoes. Mash them. But it's like mashed potatoes coming out, so it's too thick to even really toss on a wing. And it's hard to even get that fucker out of the bottle. And then you taste it, and it's really this bad, bitter pepper taste. Not an enjoyable taste. I've had some hot sauces that are very, very, very spicy, but also very tasty. For example, the Adobo Loco 5-5. Very tasty sauce, but also very spicy. There's one called Ex Horesco that I famously reviewed on Brian Ames' channel. Brian Ames, the hot sauce aficionado. YouTube.com/Brian Ames. I reviewed that on his channel, and it was very tasty, but very spicy. I think there's a level when it comes to hot sauces. I think once you cross the line of very spicy, it's like you can have tasty and very spicy. Gotcha. But you can't have both, right? I mean, there's a level, because once you get to super spicy, I think tasty goes out the window. I feel like that's what we're doing right now. Why are scientists out here trying to cure fucking cancer when we need to figure out how to make a tasty yet very spicy hot sauce? What is their talent being wasted for? Cells and microorganisms bullshit. Okay, also, here's a question. Why do people want to go to space? I don't understand it. That'll be a topic for another day. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I'll just leave you guys mind wondering why I'm so unmotivated by space exploration. Who gives a fuck about space? Weird. It's fucking weird. It's too far away. It's too floaty for me. I'm not a big fan. But that's all I got for today's podcast. Yeah, Steve-O, the modern day philosopher. Oh, man. So, we had a good time, didn't we? I sure did. Let me know your thoughts on the tattoo game. I want to show you guys this tattoo when it heals, because the grays will turn different shades of gray. Right now, they all look black, and later, it'll look cooler. But if I go in next week to get a tattoo, what do you guys think I should get? Let me know in a comment below. Also, Vegas Golden Knights, do you think putting a shark in the toilet is tasteful? Mean? Is it funny and competitive? Or did it piss off the Sharks fans enough to then get too cocky on the way out? Maybe that's what caused it. I want to remind you guys, do not forget about Hack Attack. And if you guys are interested in buying some of those hot sauces, this is not a paid promotion, but I always go to Heatonist.com. Heatonist. Heatonist. They have some hot sauces. Pretty pricey, pretty expensive. But if you think about it, a lot of these hot sauces, they last a long time because you can only put a little bit of them on some shit. Only a little tiny bit. Also, let me know your thoughts on giving heroin to children. Is this something that we like or dislike? I don't know. Let me know in a comment. If you guys missed any part of today's podcast, you can catch the rerun on Sundays. Every Sunday. It comes out around 7 a.m. early in the morning so that you guys can enjoy that on your ride to work or your ride to school. You guys can check that out on Podbean, YouTube, or also on iTunes, and maybe also a few other things. Shout out to Watson Punk for winning today's free sticker pack. That's really all I have for you guys. So let's go ahead and shout out everyone who is still here in the chat. Chic Ninja, Guy Just Blessed Doki, Guy Just Benny 46, TSA Skater, OG Mickey. Who else do we got? Super Ben. Couple more people. OG Mickey's been actually following for 4 years here on Twitch. So if you're not a Twitch follower, get the fucking work, man. Dread the Goose. And I don't know. I thought today's podcast went pretty well, despite me being a little bit tired. If you are a Twitch regular, feel free to stay tuned, because we're going to be playing some video games right after this short break. But, yeah, appreciate all you guys for being here. If you want to help the podcast in some way, you can always give me money. That's always greatly appreciated. But you don't have to do that. If you don't have any money and you're being broke, motherfucker, then just tell a friend about the podcast. Just share the love with somebody. Say, hey, Mark, you ever like watching podcasts? I know of a good one called Stop Crying Poser. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good podcast. Check it out sometime. And then maybe Mark will fucking check it out. Then we can grow. or if you have like brothers or sisters who are involved in podcastism, and tell them to join also. But that's all I got for you guys. Stay tuned for the post show, and hope you guys have a great weekend. Don't drink too much, but don't drink too little. Kuna Matata, bitches. Let's play that motherfucking intro. Goddamn it, motherfucker. What?
It makes me feel like Spiderman. Say Spiderman.